Hi. So today I'm going to talk about the 7 ways to make your job satisfaction even better, even more satisfying, even more happy in the family business. And this applies more to the next gen in the family business. If your father, mother, brother, or uncle invited you to join the family business and you are working in the family business, this video is just for you. And let's dive right onto it. So 7 ways जिससे आपकी जॉब सेटिस्फैक्शन फैमिली बिजनेस में बेटर हो सकती है. So the first one here is setting boundaries. I think I have spoken about this also in the past, that you need to have, when you join the business, a clear set of KRAs, KPIs, goals to be working in the business. A lot of times what happens is the family life overlaps with that of the business, and it doesn't turn out to be pleasant. Also, the business comes home, the business comes to the dining table, it is not pleasant at all. Also, at times we feel, yes, the business is our life and our life is our business. However, there need to be set a clear conscious boundaries. This could be in the sense of, okay, these are my tasks, these are my jobs, this is what I will fulfill on, these are my targets, this is what I will do. I mean, this obviously, what I'm talking will take a certain level of scale for the business for you to implement these boundaries. If you are not at that scale, maybe your elder senior person in the family business वो आपको बोले कि यार तेरा सारा काम है, right from the president to the peon, as there's a saying, from P to P. However, as you scale the business, as you have a lot of senior managers, senior management, that's where your roles, responsibilities start to get very much defined. And when I say very much defined, I mean it. You need to sit with the other stakeholders in the company, which could be your father, brother, mother, uncle, all of the family, whoever is the stakeholder, and sit across, given that if the business is a cricket field, compare it with a cricket field. So कौन सा area कौन देख रहा है, एंड उस हिसाब से किस एरिया के क्या रिजल्ट्स एक्सपेक्टेड हैं फैमिली को, मैनेजमेंट को, एंड सो ऑन, एंड देन यू स्टार्ट फुलफिलिंग ऑन दोज. So this is what I mean by setting on boundaries. Like if marketing is my area, then that's the boundary that needs to be divided between maybe operations, which my brother or uncle or father is looking at. So you get the definition. This is where the operations doesn't intervene in what marketing is doing, marketing doesn't intervene in what the supply chain is doing, supply chain doesn't intervene in what HR is doing, and everyone has their set boundaries. Unless, of course, you invite them over and say, hey man, I need your advice here, or I need your help here, this is the problem I'm dealing with. And again, this applies to a mature family business, this applies to a mature experienced next gen in the family business, and this is exactly why I have my programs for. And in case you would like to enroll for any of my programs, do give me a shout out or a DM and write projects. The name of the program is called Projects Program. So number one, set boundaries, man. The day you set boundaries, definitely level up the satisfaction level. The second level of क्या कहते हैं, the second point here is that would definitely increase your satisfaction level in the family business is money or finances. We all know this is what we are working for. Obviously, this brings in with the sense of satisfaction कि यार whatever hard work I'm putting in is eventually showing up in the form of money in your bank account. So it is always great to be transparent. It is always great to be clear with your expectations and clear with that of the other people in the family's expectations कि यार क्या exactly काम हो रहा है, क्या मैं हार्ड वर्क कर रहा हूँ, क्या मैं डिलीवर कर रहा हूँ, और उसके अगेंस्ट व्हाट इज़ माय एक्सपेक्टेशन which needs to be fulfilled. This could be in the form of incentives, marketing, for example. Hey, I bring in this top-notch customer, and this is the incentive. That ideally this applies more to the elder generation who need to groom and nurture the next generation. अगर आप नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को नर्चर करेंगे, जैसे हम एक sapling को या एक tree को या एक एक when we water the plants, we nurture the plants so they grow up to be nice green fruit bearing trees. So this is what the job is of the elder generation, ideally to nurture the next generation. This could be in the form of perks, this could be in the form of money, this could be in the form of a lot of other things, definitely after they deliver on what they have promised. So this is the second part. They need to feel a sense of satisfaction financially. Third would be, and this is something that has got to do with your staff, is accept the limitation of Indian education. When I'm speaking to the family business owners again, it is a lot of us, who have gotten in touch with me, a lot of my mentees, a lot of people who I consult have experience of studying abroad. So, when you study abroad, you have that mindset, you have that infrastructure in mind, and that's what you expect from your staff. But they haven't stepped out of the country yet. Most of them, they haven't stepped out of the country. So when we start putting those pressure of expectations and that level of exposure with them, they are not that well exposed. One of my in one of my consultations, I dealt with this NextGen, where he was frustrated with his manager because he could not make out the difference between the name. It was, I think, if I'm not wrong, it was a European name, and he could not make out if it's a man or a woman. So to woman, he wrote, "Dear Mr. something," whatever the name of the lady was, which turned out to be, so basically he messed up the name. So yeah, we can't expect them to have that kind of exposure or that level of IQ. So accept the limitation of the Indian education system is what I would suggest here. Excuse me. Then, and also with your managers, I mean, if someone is delivering what they've said they'll deliver, 50%, 60%, you should be happy. I think I should probably remove this part. All right. Another major sense of satisfaction that will increase, another point that will definitely increase the sense of satisfaction is put a cap on your expenses, dude. So, in the family business, what happens is we have our social circles, our parents have their social circles, and we tend to look at the social circle and make our expenses based on those. Excuse me, social expectations. So, for example, the biggest expense is a wedding expense, vacation expenses. So, put a cap on those. Use those for building your personal net worth. The satisfaction you get from building your personal net worth, trust me, would be much, much greater than that of having a flamboyant wedding or a flamboyant car or a vacation of that sort. So focus on putting a cap on the expenses rather than put those in investments. The next point here is stop wasting time in comparing to others' lifestyles and expenses. A lot of times we look at कि शर्मा जी की गाड़ियाँ तो एकदम brand new हैं, or he keeps upgrading his cars, he stays in the top notch places, or he's got a great property, great house in wherever he's staying, wears a great watch and things like that. Stop comparing yourself to others. The grass always looks greener on the other side, but most of it, what people are showing, is all fake. No, I'm not saying the watches and the cars are fake. What I'm saying is, it's not the reality. It's not the reality. Like if he's buying a new car or a new property or a new house every 6 months or something, focus on your own reality. He's dealing with something else. He's doing something else. His business is something else. His gross margins are different. His net profit is different. His industry is different. So you can't compare. So That would, the grass always looks greener on the other side, but I believe the grass is greener where it is watered. The next point here is to increase your satisfaction, learn basic skills like accounting, negotiation, costing, marketing, sales, HR, everything that is needed to run the business. Learn that. Be it the technical part. Even if you come from a non-technical background, learn the technical bit. If you come from a non-financial background, learn the financial bit. So, what this brings in is a sense of satisfaction when you get to deal, when you get to negotiate, when you get to make those costings, when you get to really, get in the depth of the business. That's a different level of satisfaction. Definitely increase that level of satisfaction. Another way to really improve your level of satisfaction, job satisfaction in your family business is consciously work on your relationships. Now, these relationships belong to, your employees, number one, because these are the people you spend 8 to 10 hours with every day, and they are your core team. Need to have a great relationship with your employees, need to have a great relationship with your customers, with your suppliers, and lastly, the promoters, the family who is running the business. Consciously look at making good relationships. Consciously go out to lunch once a week or once a fortnight with your father, brother, uncle, mother, whoever is, whatever your promoters are, whatever your family business structure is like. Do your team outings, meet your suppliers, meet your customers, send them, holiday greetings. Just, consciously work on building those relationships. It will bring you a sense of satisfaction, and obviously it has a multifold effect. Also, another point here, I think point number 7 or point number 6 here, I haven't been counting. Consciously take time off work. We get so engrossed in our day-to-day life and living. We get so engrossed in our work, meetings, stress, alarms, that we end up losing track of where we are actually headed. What is the North Star? Where exactly, what is my long-term goal, long-term plan? So when you consciously take off your time, when you consciously take off certain days of work, maybe in the form of a vacation, maybe in the form of, like a meditation retreat, or could be a team building activity, it helps you reset. And we've all seen those cars, Joe, even my small boy son, he has these cars where you pull back a little and then the car goes zoom. So at times in life, in business also, हमें ना थोड़ा पीछे होना पड़ता है. Take like a reverse and recoil, and boom, gives you a good speed and velocity to go forward. Lastly, it is very important, and this would be the 7th point, I'm assuming, because I think I made a list of 7 points. The 7th point here is working out your mind and your body. That will give you a different sense of satisfaction. When you have a fit body, you feel great. It's as simple as that. You look good, you feel good. And same also applies to your mind. Consciously work out on your mind. The way you can work out on your mind, maybe it could be your breathing techniques, maybe it's your meditation techniques. So all of these points we cover in depth in my projects program. Feel free to get in touch with me if you would like to get to know more about it. And thank you for watching this video. And I look forward to seeing you in person someday. Bye.